Man United is just the team that is the gift that keeps on giving at this point. Like, it amazes me by the result today. Grimsby, how do you say it? Grimsby Town. A team I've never heard before. And now they're going to go down in history as a team that I will know about as one of the worst performances that we've ever seen. And at this point, I'm not even upset. I find it so funny. It's so hysterical at the low that Man United keeps going at. The fact that, first and foremost, André Onana, I never want to see you on the pitch again. Like, in a Man United shirt, your attitude and the fact that you were having a disaster class and your face, it wasn't even showing that it affected you. I feel so bad. I know people want to hate on Ruben Amorim right now, and they're like, get him out. But let's be honest, guys. Is he really at fault? Yes, we're talking about system. We're talking about all this crap and, the tactics and the formation. But how can you be upset at him when André Onana misses a save right in his near post and then after that gives away the second goal? So why are we going to be mad at a manager when the players are allowing the team to score? It's almost as if he's not even in goal. What's even the point of having a goalkeeper? Let's just be 10 men down the whole time. It amazes me. Again, I talked about this last time. We were talking about finances and all this type of stuff, and we're dealing with the consequences and the sins of the past. Jose Mourinho said, Otamendi, Kevin De Bruyne, all these people, investments from the past. Well, guess what, guys? These are our investments from the past. This is our consequences for the investments from the past. How the heck have we paid so much money for these players who are so freaking trash? These are consequences of Erik ten Hag. I remember the times when everybody hated on Ronaldo for all that he did and then everybody kicked him out. And I, on the other hand, was always in support of Ronaldo. I said, no, guys, I don't think he's the problem. If he's been successful at every other club and he's saying this about Manchester United, I think we might have a hint of something might really be wrong. And now we can see it's just the fruits of the past. There's just so much trash. And again, I saw this one guy who was talking about how we want to blame Amorim. But at the same time, let's think about how these are professional football players who get paid so much money and they're losing to a team who has part-time football players. Like, what are we talking about? Like, honestly, how much can the manager influence? And you could just see, I was seeing some of his interviews. And basically, I think what he's saying is, like, the players want him out. And at the same time, this is another example of how the players are succeeding over the manager. And it's, again, they just suck. Like, what can Amorim do? I don't blame Cunha for missing his penalty. Like, it happens. But at the same time, if that went in, the game's done, right? Amorim's not like a tactical, we're not having a masterclass or anything. I expected Manchester United to score the 2 late goals. Like, I expected that to happen. But at the same time, why were we in that position? And again, people are like, he put Onana in, but like, let's think about it, guys. It's a business. You have ownership where they're paying this goalkeeper so much amounts of money, and he's just on the books. You know what I'm saying? He's just getting paid and living life and whatever. And I know we're trying to sell him. I think at this point, let's just take the hit and, terminate his contract and, let him go, because it's more harmful to the club on the reputation-wise of keeping him there when it really is this bad. But in all of this, am I upset? Yes, I'm very upset. But at the same time, I find it hysterical because when I tell y'all when the goals went in, how funny I found it, the fact that, wow, we really are really this down bad. Like, we're really in a place where we're losing to a Grimsby Town. Like, the people at the stadium were having the time of their life. And penalties, like, if we talk about Onana in the penalty, there wasn't a penalty I thought he was going to save. And even the one he did save, I was surprised. Like, when I tell y'all, it feels like we were playing with no goalkeeper. It didn't make a difference if he was in goal or if he wasn't. Like, there was no difference. It could have been an open net, and every shot they missed, it was just because they got it off target. Like, that's how bad of a performance that was. And I've been tired of this guy for the past few years of just how much again, the part that annoys me is just the attitude of there's nobody taking accountability, nobody taking ownership of the fact that y'all really suck. Like, it feels like, and I said this in the last time I talked earlier this week after the Fulham draw, it feels like a 9 to 5 that they're just showing up and there's no consequences. They're like, well, I did bad today. Guess what? I still got a job tomorrow. I'm still getting a paycheck tomorrow. And it just shows y'all the quality of the Manchester United players of how badly we have recruited, and we are facing investments from the past. We're facing the consequences of terrible investments from the past. Shout out to Jose Mourinho for his amazing quote. And then we'll see what happens with Burnley this week. I personally don't want Amorim to get sacked because, to me, what's going to change, right? Even if a new manager comes in, like, people are forgetting that this is the same squad that Erik ten Hag had and how badly they sucked then. Yes, they're looking at the new lows of Manchester United with Ruben Amorim, but at the same time, Erik ten Hag was playing a formation that everybody kind of wanted, but guess what? They sucked too. Yeah, they won 2 trophies, cool, but there was never a moment that you felt like you were actually going to win. Like, I can't even think about the last time I was watching Manchester United and I felt the confidence that we were going to win or that we were supposed to win. It always feels like, well, guess what? It's just a moment of we're going to be trash, right? And I don't want it to be on Ruben Amorim. I think I personally, as a fan, want to continue giving him a chance because, again, we're facing the investments of the past. We're facing the investments of terrible recruitment. How can we be mad at the manager when the goalkeeper made 2 stupid decisions and gave the 2 goals? Right? Like, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how can we be mad when the goalkeeper acted as if he had a red card and he wasn't even playing, bro? Like y'all get what I'm saying? And maybe if I'm tripping, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know how y'all feel. I get it. Some people want him out. But my thing is, even if you get him out, these players are still trash. How can you be in Division 1 in the Premier League and be okay by losing to a part-time football players? Like, how are you okay with that? How are you looking at yourself and be like, you know what, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, come on. And so I don't even, like, I personally, like, and I keep repeating this, and I know I'm going in circles, but it just shows how frustrated I am with this whole thing, that it's just so hysterical that why are we continuing to blame a manager when the players is this trash? And, you know, we can think about different things. Again, we can think about who are we going to get. But I think it's just time to really take time to put people on the bench who don't deserve to be there. And when I say deserve, I don't mean like they don't deserve it. I'm saying more of their skill set isn't to the standard that we need it to be. And we need to give chance to whoever really wants to, you know, go for it. Again, the other day when Lenny Euro played, there was a desire. And when I see most of these players play nowadays, there's a handful of them who have that desire, but there's a handful of them who don't. They're just showing up, and they don't really care if you win or lose. And I think that's what's going to be the detriment of Manchester United. So, terrible loss today. It's terrible. But, you know, we'll see what happens on the weekend. I hope Ruben Amorim doesn't get sacked, but, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be the constant circle. And then we'll see. Peace out, guys.